start off with Nintendo, because this is a topic that's crazy, and this is one of the things that I wanted to bring up. A lot of people have talked about it. A lot of big personalities, big YouTubers have talked about it. Have you heard about this drama that's with Nintendo?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, even if you heard about it, we're going to talk about it.
Perfect.
Okay. So I wanted to introduce this by saying it's like, so there's a YouTuber called Pointcrow.
Mm-hmm.
Pointcrow currently had 2 copyright strikes by Nintendo, and Nintendo what is it? Monetized or took?
Demonetized?
They struck 24 of his videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So copyright strike. What? So let me know what you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is a copyright strike? That's what I want to ask you.
It's saying that the content like violates their copyright on the material.
Yes.
Or their terms of service on that material. So then they have full rights to copyright strike it down, I guess.
Yeah, and sorry, I misspoke. They claimed 24 of their videos. And what is claimed? Do you know this one? What is it when someone claims your video?
Is that when they don't they just like say that they have rights over that video, so they don't want it monetized, or they want the money to go to them?
Yes, that is facts. So it's crazy because yes, so it's like baseball. 3 strikes and you're out. They terminate your channel. Pointcrow got 2. He's a massive YouTuber. So this is actually like very hurtful for him, especially because it's his livelihood that's happening. And 24 of his videos are essentially claimed by Nintendo.
So with that one, they actually apparently put into 2 buckets, where like instead of doing one giant copyright strike, they did 2. They broke the videos up into separate groups.
Yeah, I had heard that they purposely did that. They could have lumped it in. But I have let me go back and say this. So
they could have done 3.
So did you hear what type of videos got copyright strike or got claimed?
I'll just tell you that I watched the same video that you're referring to.
No, I have more.
Okay.
Trust me. I
Okay,
have
okay.
more. I have more. So, okay. So let me break it down to you. He had done a lot of modded content for Zelda Breath of the Wild, where he wasn't selling it. He wasn't doing he wasn't selling the mods. He wasn't doing all of this stuff to profit off of. He was just doing this for fun and for content. But interestingly enough, what had happened was that because Nintendo went after him for the modded content, right?
Specifically the Legend of Zelda content.
Yes. No, but this is where it takes a turn. They actually claimed other videos that weren't only Legend of Zelda. They claimed his like Super Mario stuff too, and they claimed a non-modded video. A video that didn't have any mods. It was just a let's play video where he just went like completely clean. And I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
I feel like after I watched the video and I saw that part, I thought that the person who was claiming these videos probably didn't actually watch the video, because the thumbnail, to be fair, it looks like it would be modded content.
100%.
Because like if you like look at it, it's like a Lamborghini like flying across the thing with like Link like riding it.
Yeah.
So it's like if you see that, you're like, okay, well, obviously they modded in something into the game. There's no cars in Breath of the Wild, so easy peasy.
Yes, but that wasn't the case. So I have a couple other things here too. So I read Nintendo's terms of service. I read their guidelines for content creators. And there was this phrase that necessarily stuck out to me. It said, on their guidelines, we reserve the right to remove any content that we believe is unlawful, infringing, inappropriate, or not in line with these guidelines. So that's literally the last part of their guidelines for content creation. And I want to know what you thought about that, because essentially for me, I think that it's they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, I think it depends on like how you view the licensing agreement with a video game, like in a business sense. Like if the precedent set by like what other people have done for like content and stuff, and having it be like press and like have people engage on the content and grow the brand through like people engaging with the IP, like conflicts with the idea that like if people are watching them do this or like things that they can't do, then they're not buying the game. They're not like purchasing it, and like, so why would they go and like buy this game that effectively the new game?
Yeah.
Why would they buy the new game if they could just play the previous game that was modded?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, the things are like the same.
Yes. Do you think that they went too far with their claims?
In a PR sense, yes.
Do you think?
I think it's not good good visuals on it. But then again, for the main like audience of like who Nintendo is like shipping for, like families and stuff, do they really care that like small? Well, not like
he's relatively large.
Yeah, relatively large in the YouTube sense, but like in terms of like all the people in the U.S., not everybody watches.
Yeah.
Like if Mr. Beast got a
oh yeah, that'd be crazy.
And then it's like, okay, now we have issues.
So this was not in the video, by the way. I know what video you watched, but do you know that Nintendo has had a track record for doing this stuff to content creators?
I think I've heard some things about it, but not.
Okay, so I have something for you that you might not have heard of. Okay, let me pull out my notes here. So in 2019, there was this content creator called Deoxys Prime, a YouTube channel that mainly does video game music. And guess this, Nintendo hit him with claims for his videos, and they hit him with, because it was mostly music. He had put music off, and usually video game music is like free, right? Because if you're playing a game, it's like they want you to play the game, use the music and stuff. But guess what happened? He got hit with 500 strikes. 500 claims. Sorry, 500 claims. He's
already dead.
Yes, he got hit with 500 claims.
Overkill.
Yeah, so I don't think he got any copyright strikes, but he did get 500 videos claimed, which is essentially killing them. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And I wanted to know. Video game music can widely be used because publishers want people to make video game music or play the video games. That's why you see a lot of content creators use video game music, because it's essentially like license free to a sense. Do you think that Nintendo went a little too far with this?
With 500 strikes?
With 500 strikes.
Yeah,
it's kind of a lot. Yeah, but
it seemed personal at that point. It's like we are wrong with not the music in general, but with you specifically.
Yes,
learn your lesson.
It's crazy because I read this article because I knew that Nintendo has a track record, but that's a little too much.
I feel like the way that if it like, I don't know the content creator for all intents and purposes, so I can't exactly speak to what his like content is, but
it's just video game music.
Just video game music?
Yeah.
Well, then I don't know, because I was gonna say if there was some sort of negative like press around that specific person and they wanted to distance themselves from it and like send a word like, don't put our name with your like controversial content, then I'm like, okay, I could see that like sending a really big message like, hey, stop this because you're not the type of person we want associated with us.
Yeah.
But like if it's just the music and like, was he like playing it or something, or was he making?
No, it was just the cover art and the music playing.
It's kind of lazy.
Yeah, it's.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
But it makes me wonder. It's like, do you think Nintendo has been going too far to protect their IP, their licensing, or their image?
Like, in that sense, like, if he didn't play the music like himself or remixed it or did something different, I see there's like more of a case in that sense, because like you're making money off of like that, but without putting like transformative effort into it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like if you did your own cover of it, or if you changed it in some like transformative way, like, oh, like I did a remix, I added words to the Song of Storms video or song from Legend of Zelda, like now there's lyrics to it. That's like transformative enough to like, okay, now it's like different than or like different enough from the original. But I don't think like putting art and then like the exact music is the same.
Yeah, so one of the last things that I had about this story, because the story itself was pretty wild when I was going through it. One of the last things that I read on their terms of service, or like their guidelines essentially, is that, they won't answer any questions. Like nearing the bottom of it, it says that we're most likely not going to answer like any questions if you send us an email. And they essentially
Fair.
they're like, hey, we're gonna like strike you. We're not gonna contact you. We're not gonna do any of this.
Like,
Just
there's no way to like.
there's no way to fight it in a sense.
I think he did. I think that's what happened to Pointcrow is that he disputed the claimed videos, and then they copyright struck him afterwards.
Yeah, they did again.
Yeah, so it was first it was the claims, and then like he's
Yeah.
like tried to dispute it. And it's like, now if you just try to do that again,
Yeah.
no.
A lot of people were saying that they're putting him as the poster child of what not to do, because they're like, hey, they're sending a message that, hey, we don't want any modded content. We don't want any of we essentially
Specifically Breath of Wild, with like a little bit of Mario, but
and it's because their new game's coming out.
yeah, because if you looked at the a lot of the stuff about that game, it looks like a lot of people are saying that it's kind of like very similar to the previous game in a lot of aspects. Besides like adding like the sky aspect to it, like a lot of the places
Mechanics.
below are kind of, and all the mechanics, are kind of like similar to the original Breath of the
Okay.
Wild.
I have to say, Zelda's huge. Zelda is huge. There's a huge fan base. It's
Yeah.
evident because like people were making modded content. People liked the game, and people
People wanted more from the game, and then they made the things that they wanted. However, Nintendo decided that they want, like, they're making their own like additions to the game.
yeah.
I feel like it's almost like DLC,
Yes.
where like they're like, oh, this like the base game of Breath of the Wild is like this, and then we add this other functionality into it, and then pay us money for a full new game.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I've kept on hearing a lot of people say it's like, why does Nintendo hate their fans? And I don't know. I think that they're gonna keep on continuing to do this. I think with any game, I know it's like they've had this track record of doing this type of stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again to other creators. That last one, the 500 video strike or claim, it's crazy.
It is a lot.
Yeah, I was like, this is so much.
But I mean, if it's like, I don't know,
They're
I
sending a
always say, like,
message.
it's
Yeah.
make it transformative.
Yeah, true. Okay, well that's all I had. I know the story's been a lot of places, but I thought going it one layer deeper with the additional content creators, I was
associated with it?
yeah, I was like, they've done this before.
But I mean, if you think about like what they have, like you want your brand to be like very like controlled by you and like how you want to be perceived, especially like considering how much money they just made from the Mario movie.
I watched it.
You actually did?
Yeah, I did
Oh,
watch
nice.
it. It was good.
Review coming soon.
Bad Rotten Tomato score.
We can talk about it in a second.
Yeah. Okay. Go on.
But like if you look at how much money they made from the Mario movie, and like how a negative PR image of the brand would be pretty detrimental to like the sales of movies, like we gotta keep our thing clean, or like we don't want to reduce our sales of this new Legend of Zelda by having content showing like things that are going to be made new from our game. Like imagine him playing the game, and it's like this content would be repeated, like potentially.
Yeah.
It's like modded content, and it's like, oh, like I made a car, and it's like, oh, in this new game you can also make cars. Like, yeah, but I've already seen that.
Yeah, true.
I've already seen the car.
It would affect
something
their
different,
sales.
Nintendo.
It would affect their sales, which makes sense.
Yeah, because like, there's just too much money involved to have like other people like dictating how the perception is.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that.
At the end of the day, like, Mr. Mario is
He's yes, he is. And
Mr. Nintendo, please.
they had put that into their guidelines for a reason, where they literally say we could do whatever we want. They were like, hey, it's our property, which is understandable because it's their IP. And so in a sense, it's like, yeah, they can do whatever they want, but it kind of, I feel, discourages people from making content, or even trying to make something transformative with Nintendo.